Hey, it's Noni, and today I'm here to bring you the fundamental strokes needed for copperplate calligraphy. First we have the upstroke. Move your pen from the bottom line or the base line up with no pressure at a 55-degree angle. This stroke is also known as an entry stroke because it's used at the start of each new word with a lowercase letter. Next up we have the downstroke, which is possibly the most difficult. Start at the top by putting pressure on your nib towards the left. Pull down with even pressure and finish at the end by easing up on pressure and allowing the tines to come together from right to left. Next is the overturn. Start with an upstroke with no pressure, rounding the top curve before adding pressure and continuing down with a downstroke, squaring off at the ends like above by easing up on pressure from right to left. Underturns. These are just the opposite to the ones up above. So you're going to start with a downstroke with a square top, and ease up on pressure before you reach the bottom curve. Round the curve with no pressure and continue with an upstroke. Ovals. Here you're going to want to start on the right hand side at the top with no pressure, rounding the curve before adding pressure, then easing up on pressure before the bottom curve and continuing up with no pressure. Here I should have started further over on the right hand side, as you can see in the final example. V-shades. This combines both the overturn and the underturn. Start with an upstroke, continuing with no pressure until you've rounded the top curve. Add pressure down the middle stroke before easing up on pressure before the bottom curve and continuing up with no pressure. Ascending loops. Starting on the line above the baseline with no pressure, go up and round the corner before adding pressure, pulling down and squaring off at the bottom like a downstroke. Descending loops. This is the opposite to the one up above. Start on the line above the baseline with a square top, like a downstroke, easing up on pressure before the bottom of the loop and continuing up with no pressure to the bottom of the baseline. Tails. These have a slight S shape. You're going to want to start with no pressure, gradually adding pressure as you go down and easing up before the bottom line. And there you have it. These are the strokes that I like to warm up to at the start of any calligraphy session. For guided worksheets and instructions, subscribe on my website at blossominkstudio.ie. I hope you've enjoyed.